Today we're diving into the chaotic and hilarious world of Americans going bankrupt.
I can't eat! I'm broke now!
This 22-year-old woman walked into a lawyer's office and filed bankruptcy on $91,300 worth of debt. And watching her explain how she got here is absolutely wild. Right after high school, this woman moved to Texas and bought a truck for $51,000.
Clean with the team.
Now the truck is worth so much less than what she owes that she can't sell it, can't trade it in, can't do anything except give it back to the bank. In 2022, she bought a motorcycle. Thought it was a great idea at the time, still owes $5,000 on it, can't sell that either, so the motorcycle is also going back to whoever sold it to her.
I bought a motorcycle back in 2022. Thought that was a great idea. I owe $5,000 still on that. Same thing. Tried selling it, not able to get what we owe out of it.
The camper situation is the best part. This woman owns a camper that she owes $13,400 on, and she actually lives in the camper because she can't afford a real house, so she spent $51,000 on a fancy truck, but her actual home is a camper. Somewhere along the way, she racked up $22 in medical bills. Just $22, not thousands, literally $22. And somehow those bills ended up in collections without her even knowing.
Damn. 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 Damn.
The student loans are $12,000. Except bankruptcy doesn't erase student loans, so those are sticking around forever.
You can't get rid of me. I'm not going nowhere.
She went to college, got the debt, and now it's the one thing she can't make disappear.
And then I have $12,000 worth of student loans. However, those do not get forgiven with bankruptcy, so I will still continue that payment.
Credit cards added $7,700 more, and when you add everything up, it's $91,300 total, all accumulated in about 4 years since she graduated high school. The bankruptcy lawyer she hired gave her a discount. Why? Because another person who's also filing bankruptcy recommended her, so this woman's friends are also going bankrupt, which is either sad or just how life works now. Filing bankruptcy costs $1,100. This woman paid $1,100 to a lawyer to help her legally say she can't pay her other bills. She's paying money to avoid paying money.
So after meeting with an attorney, she decided filing Chapter 7 is going to be my best bet. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Since I was referred to her from somebody that is currently filing bankruptcy with her, she did cut me a discount. So my bankruptcy is only going to cost me about $1,100. So I've already paid all of those fees to her. I did a free consultation with her. And then after I decided to go ahead and file, I paid a deposit and I received a workbook. I went ahead and filled that workbook out and everything. And it just pretty much, it needed all my information, my income, all my belongings and stuff like that I have. And then I listed all of my creditors as well. So thankfully you are able to actually pick and choose what you do file on whenever it comes to bankruptcies. I did decide to surrender the truck, and then I am surrendering the motorcycle as well. I am keeping my camper and I will have to keep my student loans, but otherwise everything's gonna be wiped clean.
The lawyer gave her a bankruptcy workbook, an actual workbook with forms asking for her income, her stuff, everyone she owes money to, like homework, except the homework is listing all your financial mistakes. The cool thing about bankruptcy is you pick what gets included. So this woman chose to give back the $51,000 truck, give back the motorcycle, keep the camper because she lives in it, and keep the student loans because the law says she has to. She filmed the whole attorney visit. The lawyer asked basic questions like, what's your middle name? Ann. Does it have an E? No. Do you own a business? No. Sign here. Thank you.
Name. No, I know Ross, but what's it short for? You know, like Russell. Or Rostafur. That's Ross.
Very administrative stuff while processing major life decisions.
So the first document is called your petition, and it just has identifying stuff on it. What's your middle name?
Anne.
With an E or without an E?
Without.
Do you currently own your own business?
No.
2012 Volkswagen Passat.
Mm-hmm.
You don't owe any money on that guy.
No.
Is your name the only name on the title?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure that I've spelled all your names correctly and that your social security number is correct. And if all that's okay, go ahead and sign that one.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Be careful going home. You're welcome. Thanks for working with us on times and dates and all.
After signing the papers, the woman explained what happens next. There's a meeting in December where all the people she owes money to can show up on a Zoom call, but the lawyer said 99% of the time nobody shows up, so if they all ghost the meeting, everything just goes through. This woman is relieved. She said she's tired of carrying the financial burden. Yes, it sucks doing this at 22 years old, but it's been a learning curve and she'll never make these mistakes again.
Stop the cap.
This woman filed bankruptcy at 24 and she's nervous to talk about it because she usually just deletes mean comments.
Did you ever play hide and seek?
Yeah, as a kid, yeah.
I mean, how did that go?
You're right.
Bro played as a hiding spot.
Wait a minute.
He played hide and seek. Not as a player, but as a spot to hide.
He played hide and eat.
If he was pregnant, we would never know.
Shortest debate ever.
But now she's opening herself up to the full internet roast, and here's the chaos that led to it.
When I was 24 years old, I filed for bankruptcy and I feel like I'm finally ready to talk about it. I feel like a bit nervous about talking about it because people probably don't see it, but whenever I get like hateful and rude comments, I just delete them. So I feel like this is opening me up to that. And yeah, I'm just a bit nervous about it, but I'm gonna share it anyways so people have better understanding of my background, why I am the way that I am, about
November 2018 was the month everything went nuclear. She filed bankruptcy. It stays on your record for what feels like forever. She thinks it'll be gone in 2 more years, so she's like, whatever, I'll just talk about it now since it's almost over anyway. Classic too late to hide it energy. The damage was $25,000. Credit cards and lines of credit. She racked it all up because nobody taught her about money, and when she got her first credit card, she apparently thought it was free money, spent like the credit limit was a suggestion, not a law of physics.
Story, but I ended up racking up $25,000 worth of like credit card and line of credit debt. I didn't have the proper education on money and on budgeting, and when I was able to get a credit card and have credit, I used it.
Her financial education was zero. She got access to credit and just started swiping, thinking that's how adulting works. Buy now, figure it out, never. Until one day she looked at the balance and had a full panic attack. The bankruptcy process involved meeting with a debt person. She showed up with all her financial disasters in a folder, signed over everything to them like she was surrendering to enemy forces, and they worked out a payment plan based on her income and the size of the crater she dug. The payment plan was $180 per month for 9 months. So she paid $1,620 total to make $25,000 in debt disappear, which is honestly wild math. Bankruptcy is like the ultimate coupon code, except it destroys your credit for years.
I used it. The way it worked for me is I met with a debt person. I showed them all my debts, basically signed over everything to them, and I ended up paying, I think it depends on your income and depends on your debt. I don't know exactly how it works. I honestly forget. I ended up paying like $180 a month for 9 months, and then my debt was cleared. Didn't include my car because I never missed a car payment, and I didn't include my student loan because it was too new, and if it was like within 5 years, your student loan had to be more than 5 years old, I think.
She honestly forgets how it all worked.
That's weird.
Which tracks because when you're drowning in debt, the details get fuzzy, you just sign papers and hope the nightmare ends. Her car survived the bankruptcy. She kept making car payments, so she excluded it from the filing. Smart move, because getting a car loan with bankruptcy on your record is like trying to get a mortgage as a ghost. Technically possible, but practically impossible. The student loans also survived. Apparently, student loans need to be more than 5 years old to include in bankruptcy. Hers were too fresh, so they stuck around like that one friend who doesn't know when the party's over.
Cleared. Didn't include my car because I never missed a car payment, and I didn't include my student loan because it was too new, and if it was like within 5 years, your student loan had to be more than 5 years old, I think. I know that people are probably going to ask about that, like, why didn't I lose my car and want to get rid of it? And it's obviously very hard to get a car and get a new loan with a bankruptcy on your record.
People always ask why she didn't lose the car. Because she strategically kept it out of bankruptcy. You can pick what gets included, like you're building a bankruptcy combo meal. She chose to keep making those payments so she could keep transportation. This experience turned her into a budget psycho. Now she's obsessed with spending responsibly. Everything needs to be perfect. Every dollar has a job. She's the person who tracks grocery spending to the cent because she's been to financial hell and she's not going back. Plus, she lives alone, which adds pressure. No roommate to split bills, no partner to catch her when money gets tight, just her income versus all the expenses. So if she messes up, there's no safety net, just consequences.
So this is why I am so budget conscious, and I really do try and spend responsibly as best I can, and why I'm kind of uptight about money and everything needs to be perfect. Plus the fact that I live by myself and I'm the only person that pays the bills, it only falls back on me. I don't have anything else to rely on, so that is why I am the way I am about that. And while yes, you can say, why would you listen to my input, I'm in debt or I filed bankruptcy, but that's more reason to listen to me because I've gone through it. And so my purpose is to help other people not have to go through it too.
She knows what people are thinking. Why would anyone take financial advice from someone who filed bankruptcy? But that's exactly the point. She's the person who learned the hard way. She's got the battle scars and the bankruptcy papers to prove it. Her current debt is different. It's not from being stupid, it's from necessity, which is the financial equivalent of saying, I've learned from my mistakes, but life is still expensive. She's grown, she's responsible now, she's just also still dealing with reality. This whole confession is about showing she's human. She made mistakes, filed bankruptcy at 24, spent years rebuilding, and now she's so paranoid about money that she probably has spreadsheets for her spreadsheets. The vulnerability is real. She's sharing this knowing people will judge, knowing trolls will come for her, knowing it opens old wounds, but she's doing it anyway because maybe someone else is drowning in $25,000 of credit card debt right now thinking they're alone. This guy got out of the military in 2021 with a solid credit score.
You clenching your lips. You want some of this? You got a problem? You got to think about it because you might have a problem. Huh? You have a problem. That's what you're telling me. You want to handle it?
Yes, Joe Sergeant. I want to handle it.
Let's go. Handle your problem.
No problems with me, sir.
Sir, that looks like a damn officer to you. Don't look at me.
And became a car salesman during the greatest money printing era in automotive history.
Anyway, let's get serious. You want to buy this car, what? Yay or nay?
Well, I don't know. We have to think about it.
Yeah, what's there to think about? I mean, you told me you liked it. You asked me 10,000 questions. I answered every single one of them. You drove it. You love it. What more do you need to know?
It's a lot of money, and we just need the time to consider it.
Consider it? Yeah. Well, why don't you consider this? You've been breaking my balls for about an hour, asking me about every goddamn accessory in this car.
Look,
what about the light? What about this?
You cannot talk to customers like that.
You're not a customer as far as I'm concerned. You want to buy the car or not?
Not from you. I want to see the manager.
Yeah. You want to see the manager? I'll show you the manager. Here's the manager. Right.
Then he blew $280,000 living like a rapper and had to file bankruptcy when reality hit.
Here's what happened in my life that caused me to file bankruptcy. So it's 2021, right? I get out the military, I have probably at the time a solid 680. I get a job in sales, right?
He pretends to be a millionaire. He ain't no millionaire. And he pretends that he got all this, that this is his.
This man left the military with a 680 credit score. Got a sales job at a car dealership right when the market was absolutely insane. 2022 was like summer 2016 for Instagram influencers, except with car commissions. If you weren't selling cars during that time, you genuinely missed a gold rush. The money was stupid. Selling one car could make you $5,000. This guy was moving 30 to 40 cars per month. His small checks were $28,000, not his big checks, his small ones. Just absolutely ridiculous money flooding in like someone left a financial faucet running.
I'm going to school and stuff. I get a job in sales at this car dealership. And this is when the car market, if you know, that era from 2020, about 2022, if you weren't in the car business, it's like you missed out like summer 2016. Like you just missed out. These are dudes you sell one car and make $5,000. I was popping out 30, 40 cars a month. Golly, I'm talking small check would be $28,000. Just stupid, ridiculous money. But it all faded away. But I created a lifestyle that costed way more because I thought it would just last forever. So I'm buying Porsches. I'm living in downtown in a penthouse. I'm going to the club and I'm spending $5,000 in one night. I'm buying a section. I'm flying out to Charlotte, Miami, Atlanta. Oh, I'm doing all that.
you idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
So naturally, he built a lifestyle around temporary insanity. Bought Porsches plural, moved into a downtown penthouse, started going to clubs and spending $5,000 in one night just buying sections, flying out to Charlotte, Miami, Atlanta, living like money would never stop coming. The cash kept flooding in. It was PPP era energy, legitimately kept flowing. He thought this was just his life now. Car salesman, millionaire lifestyle. Why would this ever end? Nothing bad ever happens to people making $28,000 per paycheck. Then the market crashed. The bubble popped. The golden era ended, and this man got fired. Suddenly, the money printer turned off, and he was just a guy with a Porsche payment and a penthouse lease. He hopped around multiple dealerships, trying to recreate the magic, never popped out the same numbers. The glory days were over. So he left the car business, went back to school, started working for Pepsi, got humbled real quick. God saw him moving too crazy. The universe said, all right, son, time to learn something. And it came down like a snowball effect. Eviction, charge-offs, collections, tolls, bills stacking up. Boom, 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 boom. Everything hit at once.
It crashed. When it crashed, I got fired. So I was gone. I hopped around multiple dealerships and never popped out the same. I got out the car business, went back to school, started working for Pepsi, and humbled myself when I went back to school, right? God saw me moving way too crazy. He's like, all right, son, put an end to all of this. It was like a snowball effect. Eviction, charge-off, collection, toll, this, boom, 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 boom. It started to stack because I had so much money at the time where like I didn't notice these bills getting hit. I didn't care.
The problem was, he had so much money before. He didn't notice bills getting ignored, didn't care about late payments. The income was so high that financial consequences seemed imaginary. Then suddenly income went from here to here, and the consequences became very real. He reached a breaking point, making money again, but nowhere near enough to pay back the lifestyle he used to have. The math just didn't work, couldn't do it. Physically impossible to catch up. His company had legal insurance. He looked deeper into the plan, saw bankruptcy was covered, and thought, okay, let me research this. Watched videos, read articles, consumed everything about bankruptcy, and decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. He went to an attorney for Chapter 7. The damage was at least $280,000. Every single thing was destroyed. No bank wanted to work with him. It was completely over. He took out loans he couldn't pay back, maxed credit cards he couldn't touch, lived like a rapper on a car salesman's temporary windfall. The bankruptcy wiped it all. But here's where it gets real. You can't just file bankruptcy and go back to being reckless. Now you have to prove your stable times too. Whatever responsibility you avoided before, you have to demonstrate double now. That means no late payments, no new collections, not a bunch of credit inquiries. Basically, you're on financial probation, one mistake and you're cooked. You have to be perfect or banks will never trust you again. This man is now sitting strong above 700 credit score. But it took years, serious years of perfect behavior, rebuilding trust, proving he learned his lesson. And it took 2 years after bankruptcy just to be able to buy a house. The lesson is brutal but clear. Don't build a lifestyle assuming temporary money is permanent. Don't buy Porsches when you're having one good year. Don't spend $5,000 at the club when your income could disappear tomorrow. And definitely don't think you're special enough that financial gravity doesn't apply to you. This guy thought he was a rapper. But he was a car salesman during a bubble. The bubble burst. The lifestyle couldn't sustain. $280,000 in debt. Later, he had to ask the government for a one-time bailout. And now he's living with the consequences of thinking champagne dreams on beer money was a permanent situation.
When it crashed, I got fired. So I was gone. I hopped around multiple dealerships and never popped out the same. I got out the car business, went back to school, started working for Pepsi, and humbled myself when I went back to school, right? God saw me moving way too crazy. He's like, all right, son, put an end to all of this. It was like a snowball effect. Eviction, charge-off, collection, toll, this, boom, 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 boom. It started to stack because I had so much money at the time where like I didn't notice these bills getting hit. I didn't care. And in a minute, the income it went from here to here, and it just got bad. So I got to a point where I'm like, look, I'm making money now, but I can't pay back for the lifestyle I once had. Like I cannot do it. So what I did was I was working for a company. They had a legal insurance plan. I looked deeper into it. I saw that one of the things covered was bankruptcy. I was like, okay. I did deep research on bankruptcy, videos, watching, reading. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So when I went through an attorney, it was chapter 7. I was at least probably $280,000 in debt. I'm talking every single thing was jacked up. There was no bank that wanted to work with me. It was over with because I took out loans that I just could not pay back. Credit cards that I just could not pay back. I had a crazy lifestyle. Like, you would think I was a rapper, but I was a car salesman. So anyways, to make a long story short, is I was living way above my means and I was forced to pay it back, which I couldn't, or get the government to get me out this one time. Now, there's a process of how you rebuild after this that will make or break you, because don't think that you file bankruptcy and like, oh, you're good now. Now you need to really prove that you are stable now and you are good with your money ×2. So whatever you had to do before, you have to prove that again. That means no late payments, no new collections, not a bunch of inquiries. But that's kind of my story of how now I'm sitting, strong above 700. But this was years ago and I had to learn my lessons. It took me 2 years after that to be able to buy a house. So that's just my lesson out there. That's my story. If you're in a similar situation and you feel like bankruptcy is the thing you need to do, I mean, think about it. I can't tell you to do it. It's like divorce, but just think about it. Consult an attorney.
Was a permanent situation. Hit subscribe if you've ever made money and immediately acted like you'd make that money forever.